So today we are going to start a new topic, algebra of vectors. So see first scalar multiplication. So if we multiply by a scalar to a vector, that is scalar multiplication, let a bar be a vector and m a real number, that is scalar, then ma bar is a vector which is called the scalar multiple of a bar. So this ma bar is scalar multiple of a bar. Here scalar is m, vector is a bar. So depending on the value of scalar, that is either scalar is positive, negative or equals to 0. So for m there are three possibilities. So first possibility is if m greater than 0, then ma bar is the same direction as that of a bar and has magnitude ma. That means if scalar is positive, then we get a vector after multiplying that scalar to a given vector, and the new vector is in same direction with the given vector and its magnitude is ma. If m equals to 0, then ma bar is the 0 vector. That means if we multiply by a 0 square to a given vector, that given vector, that the new vector is a 0 vector. If m less than 0, then ma bar is in the direction opposite to that of a bar and has magnitude minus ma. That means new vector is in opposite direction to the given vector and magnitude is minus ma. This minus m is always greater than 0 because magnitude is always positive. So it is just for notation. So we write here minus m is greater than 0. That means value is positive there. So the last point, minus 1 into a bar is a scalar multiple of a bar which is in the direction opposite to that of a bar and magnitude minus of minus a, that is a, is the negative of a vector a bar which is minus a bar. So a bar has negative vector minus a bar and negative of minus a bar, again it's negative, so we get the original vector. Now see some results that we use for solving the problems. Result first, for any vector a bar, 1 into a bar equals to a bar. That means when we multiply by a unit scalar to a given vector, we get that vector. So when we multiply by minus 1, so we get negative vector of that vector. And when we multiply by a 0 scalar to a given vector, we get 0 vector. And in fourth, when we multiply by 0 vector to any scalar, we get 0 vector. That we use for solving the problem that we discuss first, because we use for solving the problems these results. If a bar and b bar are any two vectors and k and m be any scalar, then ka bar plus ma bar equals to k plus m a bar. That means we can distribute a vector over this scalar. So k plus m into a bar, that means we distribute this vector a bar over k and m, scalar k and m. So we write ka bar plus ma bar equals to k plus m a bar. Now here we use the associativity for these scalars. If we multiply by m scalar first to vector a bar, or in this we multiply scalar k to vector a bar first, or we can multiply km first, or we can multiply by mk, we get the same result. So this is associative property. Now see third property or third result, k into a bar plus b bar. In first condition we have distribute vector a bar over k plus m. In third we are distributing scalar over vector. So k into a bar plus k into b bar. This is like a common value for a bracket. Now see some results, that is definition of actually unit vector. So we rearrange that. Any vector a bar can be written as a bar equals to magnitude of a into unit vector, where a is the magnitude of a bar and a cap is the unit vector in the direction of a bar. So if given vector is a bar, we consider unit vector along a is a cap. So from that we can find the value of unit vector. So unit vector a cap equals to a bar upon magnitude of that vector. From that we can find the value of unit vector along that vector. Second, a vector of magnitude k in the direction of a bar equals to k into unit vector a. So we substitute the value of unit vector a cap, that is a bar upon magnitude of a. So this result we use in one problem for solving the problem in exercise for finding the magnitude of that vector, or vector magnitude of vector is given, we have to find that vector. So see the third property or third note, if a bar and b bar are parallel or collinear, then we can write a bar equals to m into b bar, where m is a non-zero scalar. That means when two vectors are parallel or two vectors are collinear, then one vector we write in scalar multiple of other. So this result is most important for writing the proof. Now algebra of vectors, we see second point, addition of two vectors. So in that we use triangle law of vector addition. Now see in this diagram, we consider two vectors OA and AB. Now vector OA we represented by vector A bar and vector AB we represented by vector B bar. Now for vector OA we write this vector with respect to origin O, and vector AB we write with respect to A. That means here O is initial point, A is terminal point. In vector AB, A is initial point and B is final point. So while calculating the vectors addition, we see only the initial and final points. That means when we have to find the vector OB, so we find OA plus AB, that must be equals to OB. So see, let A bar and B bar be two non-zero vectors. Represent the vector A bar by OA bar. So we represent this vector A bar by OA bar at point A. Represent the vector B bar by AB bar. So at A, this vector AB bar we represent by B bar. You always observe the arrow of this vector, then the vector OB bar is said to be represent the sum of A bar and B bar. So this vector OB represent the sum of this vector A bar plus B bar. If OB bar equals to C bar, then we write OB bar equals to. So we have to find this OB. If we consider this OB as C bar, then this OB must be equals to OA plus AB. So we write here OB bar equals to OA plus AB, or we replace the value of OB as C bar, OA bar as A bar and OB bar as B bar. C bar is called the sum or result of vectors a bar and b bar. This is called triangle law of vector addition. So we note this point. Magnitude of c bar is not equal to the sum of magnitude of a bar and b bar. It is only the vector sum a bar plus b bar which is equal to c bar. So see the diagram. In this diagram, suppose we start from O. We first come at A, then from A we come to B. This length is not same as the length of this OB. So from diagram you can observe this. So while calculating the magnitude, we have to remember this note. Parallelogram law of vectors. So this law we use in parallelogram. When diagonal of a parallelogram, we have to find in terms of adjacent sides. So the diagonal vector is the sum of adjacent side vectors. So consider parallelogram OACBO. OA and OB are the adjacent sides of parallelogram and OC is a diagonal. So this diagonal vector OC bar equals to sum of the adjacent sides OA bar plus OB bar. That is, if we consider this OC as C bar, then this C bar equals to sum of the adjacent vector A bar plus B bar. Let A bar and B bar be two non-zero vectors represent the vector A bar and B bar by OA bar and OB bar respectively. So these OA and OB are in place of A bar and B bar. Complete the parallelogram OACB. So we complete this OACBO. So then AC bar equals to OB bar. This vector AC bar equals to OB bar because opposite sides of a parallelogram. Therefore, we write OA plus OB as. So in place of OB, we can write vector AC. So we replace this OB bar by AC bar. So OA plus AC equals to OC. So if we replace this OC bar by C bar, then we write this as OC bar as C bar and this OA bar as A bar, OB bar as B bar. So the statement for parallelogram law of vector can be stated as the sum of two vectors OA bar and OB bar is represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram through O, of which OA and OB are adjacent.